My name's James Williams Jr. This is Comfort Habit number 2. And if you know me, and if you don't know me, then you're going to know me right now. I'm watching this thing called The Family I Had, and it's on again. And it disturbed me because I have siblings. Now, I have said this 1,000 times, and you've probably said this 1,000 times. Now, the question is, would you actually do it? There have been times where I've come close, but I would never honestly take the life of someone I'm kin to unless it was like in a fist fight and it was a he or me situation or a she or me situation, since I have 5 sisters and they pulled out a weapon of some sort, like a big ass knife or a spoon, something that I would consider very dangerous, because then they are no longer my sibling. They are a victim of what the fuck I'm going to have to do because of what I was trained to do. Many times growing up, I've always threatened my siblings' lives. Always, always, always. They're still here. They have children. I have not killed anyone. There is a line that I'm doing my best to never fucking have to cross. So this kid in this show, he was 13 and he killed his sister. Yeah, he's going to get out soon. And it struck me to my core because as many times I've said it, as many times as I've thought it, I've never, and me and my siblings, we've had some down out, drag out fights. Like I said, I've been fighting since I was 6 years old. It's the only damn thing I know how to do. And learning Kung Fu only made me more dangerous. Going to the military made me damn lethal. But never in a million years would I actually put my hands on my siblings unless it was for me to defend myself. And watching this show, how it makes me think of how much sibling rivalry and jealousy is within all of us, except for me. Because here's the thing about being jealous, it doesn't change the fact of where you are in your life. Now, me being angry and bitter about having to sacrifice everything I wanted in my life to help my siblings out, I have every right to be angry and bitter about it. But in truth, no one told them to dig themselves graves with silver spoons, and that you should think before you act. And it's not my fault that I'm the only person in the family that has that logical gene. And like I said, there hasn't been one time in the world where I haven't told them that I would kill them. Now, in another video, I will go honestly down with saying it. I said that if you said something, you've meant it on some level or another. Guilty as charged. I have said it. I have meant it. I have never done it. I have been pushed to the edge of that quite a few times. But I'm a strong believer in God and in karma. And to that sibling, the tip of the iceberg is still dropping on that sibling. And I know who that sibling is. And everybody who knows me knows who that sibling is. And it's only the beginning, because when you fuck with people and you don't apologize, even if you don't mean it, if you don't even consider the evil that you've done to people, it's going to come back on you. And it's going to come when you least expect it. It's going to be like the biggest slap in your fucking face that you will ever have in your life. All I want to do is sit back and watch. I'm a strong believer in Proverbs as well. And there's a Japanese proverb that didn't get famous until Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery and Tia Carrere put it on notice back in the movie called, damn it, what the hell is the name of that movie? I had it in my mind until I started talking about it. But Sean Connery and them were supposedly Japan bashing. Well, I can't remember the name of the damn movie. But also, it has Terry or Kerry Kakatawaka. This Japanese dude that played Shin Sung in Mortal Kombat. Well, anyway, the Japanese proverb is that if you sit by the river long enough, you will see the body of your enemy floating by. Because your enemy will always go around and make more enemies. And then the other proverb that's been a battlefield proverb in probably every nation that's ever had a fight, that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And therefore, when you do wrong to people and you think for a New York minute that you don't have to answer to that, You may never answer that shit while you are alive. But you may answer that shit in the afterlife if you don't answer to it while you are alive. And this is why I tell people, don't fuck with people. Especially people that haven't done anything but try to help you. Don't fuck them over and don't fuck with people. Because when you do bad shit, and I don't give a damn what anybody says on this video, because I'm going to tell you the truth. When your evil comes back on you, and it will come when you least expect it. And if it doesn't come on you, it will probably come on your children, because there is a phrase in the Bible that says the sins of the father is paid for by that of the son. So you need to think about your children before you do shit to other people. You think about how karma's going to come back and fuck you up the ass with a red hot poker in the tip of its boot with no Vaseline. Just imagine a little bit of gasoline. Thank you, Ice Cube. And when it does come back, will you be ready to accept your punishment, your fate? Now here's the thing. You know, we all have done something wrong to someone. The question is, are you man enough or woman enough to admit that you've done it? I have wronged people. I have openly admitted it on here. I have done that, and you guys can find the video. I don't know what the hell the title of it is, but it takes a big person to openly admit that when they were young, if you want to use youth as an excuse, no, youth is not an excuse. Doing evil is doing evil. It doesn't matter if you're old, it doesn't matter if you're young. When you do people wrong, or if I may be blunt, when you fuck people over to make your life successful and you just keep fucking everybody that you meet over, and I ain't talking about dick and pussy fucking, I'm talking about morally fucking them over to get to the top of the line, eventually you're going to take a big fall. And all the asses that you kicked on the way up will be kicking your ass on your way back down when you finally fall from grace. If you can really consider it falling from grace, because your means of getting there was not very graceful. Now, when I was younger, like I said, from 6 to 12, I fought in the streets. The people that I tried to make up with, I tried. One person that specifically told me that if I don't forgive myself because he has forgiven me, that he would shoot me himself. We've worked that out. I haven't been shot. Thank you. And I'm leaving his name off for legal purposes. And, you know, he's a good guy. You know, I was evil and I was wrong. And I've been in a lot of fights, and most of the time, it was forced. It wasn't something that I enjoyed to do. It was something that became a way of life for me. And it's why when I learned martial arts tamed me a little bit. It made me want to fight less instead of fighting more. And it's probably because of the danger factor that once you start learning martial arts, you actually learn how to really maim people. And my problem was, I didn't know how to say no from a fight because I'm more afraid of losing the fight than not fighting. And that became a problem. So when I got to high school and I got to middle school, I would never fight anybody in school because I was afraid of my mom. And no one likes an ass whooping. And my mom did beat my ass. So outside of school, you know, no one would ever show up after running their goddamn mouth. And, you know, I've never been afraid of a fight. I've never really been afraid of winning. I've never really been afraid of losing. I've just been afraid of what would happen if I lose, because I was taught that if I lose, I had to fight the people who taught me how to fight. And that was not a good idea because they were way bigger than me. Those same people now tend to fear me a little bit more, because when you create a monster and you keep them on a short leash, it only makes them easier for the monster to bite your fucking hand off. And now that I am a skilled martial artist and I'm also an ex-military person, it is not a good idea to pick a fight with someone who kind of lives for that shit. At least I did before the doctors told me, James, you're not allowed to do kung fu because we're not going to pay for your hip if you break it. So by saying that, they mean I probably shouldn't ever do wushu. And here's how I feel about that. Look, kung fu is my life. And I haven't done kung fu in like 4 years. And actually, it'll be 4 years come this month, actually. Yeah, it'll be 4 years, because 4 years ago I got this damn hip. Or was it 3 years ago? Because my dad hasn't been dead 3 years. Yeah, so I guess it'll be 3 years. Whenever the fuck I got the goddamn hip. Alright? So I have been forbidden for over a year and some change, let's put it that way. To be honest, I don't know when the fuck I got the hip. I know I got it before Christmas. and then my dad died. So the year he died, technically I got it before that year, the new year started. The new year started, and then my dad died like 4 months after I had got my January, February, March. Yeah, 3 months after my hip was replaced, and I couldn't come see him. He could come visit me, but I couldn't come visit him because of the simple fact that I was like on some serious drugs and I couldn't go anywhere. But you know, when you wrong people or when you fucking say shit, you mean it on some level or another. The trick and the hard part is keeping your hands to yourself. So I've threatened my family lots of times, but I have been blessed with the strength and the mental discipline to want to keep my freedom. So I haven't killed anyone. But don't think that the thought has not crossed my mind at least once or twice a day. It still happens once or twice a day. And I was like that before I got in the military, so before anybody tries to say it was the military's fault, no, that shit was all mine. No, I'm owning it all. And like I said, when you wrong people, you need to own it. You need to man up or woman up and own that shit. And sometimes apologies work and sometimes they don't. And when they don't work, you just move on. And pray like hell that this jackass doesn't go back and say, that time you really beat my ass, that really, really bad time? Well, now I'm going to come back and shoot you. Because there's a bunch of cowards being raised this generation. And you guys are afraid to get an ass whooping because you're afraid that everybody's going to go around and tease you and tell, hey, you know what? Ass whoopings happens. And the thing about having a gun, a weapon only causes more problems. And it's not a weapon if you can't get to it and load that son bitch before whoever's after you decides to unload their shit on you. So just take your ass whooping like a man. I'm James Williams. This is Kung Fu number 2. Be seeing you.